Hello, and thank you for joining us for day 2 of Rediscovering Easter, where today we're going to be talking about what it means to believe. A few months ago, my wife and I were in desperate need for some new furniture. And as we were praying into it, we just felt that God was asking us to trust Him and to believe in His provision for our life. And so we just began to believe and trust that He would provide everything that we really need. It was interesting, when we started to believe, all of a sudden we had a renewed sense of hope and joy actually filled our lives. For the disciples, when we think about Easter, it's not a joy-filled time. It's actually a time of sorrow and disbelief. They're gathered in isolated rooms that are locked because they're in fear, and they're in disbelief and in mourning. They're wondering, where do we go? What do we do? They're asking themselves questions like, is Jesus really who He says He is? And it wasn't until the third day when Mary and some other women went down to the tomb and they discovered Jesus' body wasn't there. And they're looking around wondering what's going on. And there was 2 angels that actually appeared to them, and they began to remind Mary about what Jesus had actually said about Himself and what would happen. And in Luke chapter 24, it says, "Remember how He told you while He was still in Galilee that the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and on the 3rd day rise. And they remembered His words, and returning from the tomb they told all these things to the 11 and to all the rest. Now it was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary the mother of James and the other women with them who told these things to the apostles. But these words seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them." It's interesting that the disciples didn't believe what Mary had just said. The disciples, they were so focused on the problem, it stopped them from believing the truth and the hope about what Jesus actually said about what would happen. And it wasn't until Peter decides to actually get up and run to the tomb and see for himself if what Mary was saying was true. And when he gets there, his heart just leaps with joy, and the disbelief that he was living in transformed into an incredible belief, knowing that Jesus is who He says He is and that Jesus is the Son of God. Today, you might be living a life of disbelief. You might not even know who God is. You might not even really care who God is. Or you might be a cradle-to-the-grave Christian who is simply living life and believing only when it's convenient. Today, I want to challenge you to stand up and run to the tomb just like Peter did and discover for yourself who Jesus is and what He has done. We want you to rediscover belief, to find the joy and the life that Jesus has for you. We want to invite you into this conversation and hear what you have to say, to hear how you went from a life of disbelief to a life of belief. We encourage you to take some time and comment below your thoughts. Also, we'd love for you to share this video. You can share it on Twitter, on Facebook, using the hashtag Rediscovering Easter. We hope you have a great weekend and that you rediscover Easter with us.
You have been watching Rediscovering Easter, brought to you by Comox Pentecostal Church. For more information, visit us online at cpclife.com.